Let's start with the Bears on the field. Let's start with what happened in their game on Thanksgiving Day. Let's start with the way that the Bears lost the game. When you watch that happen, and you were watching your coach, Eberflus, who, by the way, has been under the microscope for weeks. Ever since Caleb Williams was drafted, there was a thought that the Bears were going to be something they're not, that he was going to be Mahomesian. And, of course, the reality is always different than what you dream of during the offseason. But the season goes on. You've got losses. You've got wins, more losses than wins. Things aren't great. Maybe they're getting better. Bunch of different reasons that people are angry about their coach because you want a better coach when you're not winning. That'll cure all the ills. But you expect your coach to have a minimum level of competency. Not that every call that's played is going to work. It doesn't. Not that every scheme is going to be brilliant, because it's not. But there's a certain thing in your profession, much like coaching a football team, there's a baseline that if you don't know the baseline, it's an automatic firing. So as an example, you can't be a toll collector if you can't count. That'd be a baseline skill that you have to have. I would think that'd be a good one. You can't be an Amazon delivery guy if you don't have a driver's license. Seems like a good one. I feel like that's good. You can't host a podcast if you don't have a microphone. It's a good one. Seems reasonable to me. I don't think you can be an NFL coach if you don't understand clock management. Now, that may sound slightly more hard to define, but I've got one. And I couldn't X it more, tweet it more, or blue sky it more. And I am pleading to the audience to please come to my side of this argument. I'm begging you. I am so tired of first and third quarter timeouts being used to save 5 yards. I can't even tell you. Sick of it. 12 men on the field. Timeout. No, I'm on my own 5-yard line. I'll take the penalty. Bring me back to the 2.5, half the distance to the goal line. Repeat the down. No problem. Lost a down. I'm still okay. Timeouts are required in order to save the clock later in the game when you have to use them either defensively to get the ball back or offensively to stop the clock so you can put yourself in position to score to win a game. Timeouts are the greatest currency that a football coach has to alter the outcome of his game. There is no other. It's not about the best running back, the best quarterback, none of it. The greatest asset is your timeout. Wasting it. Of course, the opposite side of that is when the game ends and you've got times out left and you're saying to yourself, I bet I could have used 1 or 2 of those. I wonder why they're in my pocket. Because there is no rule about a carryover. Once the game ends and you have a timeout left, that's it. You don't get 4 the next half. So the Bears are driving. They're going to upset the Lions. Everything's coming up perfectly for the Bears. They're toward the end of the game. 30 seconds left, clock running, getting ready to run a play. They still have a timeout left. They could use a few yards, but hey, they would have tried a field goal from where they were. Time runs down. No one's calling timeout. Eberflus isn't running on the field doing a roll, stop, drop, and roll toward the referee to stop play. No one's bringing a flag into the middle of the field and placing it right there at the line of scrimmage to stop a play. Nothing. Tick-tock, boom. The game ends on a ridiculous throw by Caleb Williams, who had a heave, not quite a, what's it called, Coca? Not quite a Hail Mary, but close enough. Didn't work. Clock runs out. No field goal attempt. Bears lose. That's it, right? There's nothing to discuss. He's fired. Except the Bears said, we have an idea. Let's not say a word because we don't want to upset his Thanksgiving dinner plans. Give me a break, like I care. He wakes up the next morning, thinks he still has a job, goes to do a press conference thinking he still has his job, meets the media, and then after the morning media meeting Friday, word comes out that the chairman of the Bears, George McCaskey of the famous McCaskey family, and the president and CEO, Kevin Warren, and the GM, Ryan Poles, have decided they're going to fire Matt Eberflus. The level of incompetence from top to bottom with the Bears staggers me. After a play like what happened Thursday, you've got a decision to make as a front office. It's really quite simple. You let 30 minutes pass, and then you have a call. I don't care that it's Thanksgiving dinner. Don't care. 30 minutes passes, you get your owner, your president, your GM, and you say, I don't see a path forward for this coach. There is a mutiny in the locker room. There is an absolute disgust within our fan base. And as the owner and president of this team, I cannot stand for it anymore, and I'm not waiting. Well, let's take a minute. You've never fired anyone during the season in the 105-year history of the Bears. And McCaskey said, I don't care. He went full Maurice Sendak-Pierre. There once was a boy named Pierre who always would say, I don't care. So they say, all right, I guess we're going to fire him. Now what do we do? Well, we need statements. We have to have those ready. Let's come up with some really good quotes. All right, hurry up. What's the quote that we use? Oh, yeah, the one where we're grateful and we wish the family the best. That one. The one that says we extend our gratitude for his commitment to the Bears and wish him and his family the best moving forward. Just take out the other team and put the Bears name in. Okay, we got that. Okay, then we'll need a quote also from the president. Kevin Warren, if you wouldn't mind, here's what your quote should be. I support Ryan, because we're going to pretend the GM made the decision, which of course he didn't, but good. I support Ryan in the decision that was made this morning. We understand how imperative the head coaching role is for building and maintaining a championship caliber team. Well, if you understood that, you probably would have fired him a while ago, but I digress. Are you only understanding it because of the acute nature of the mistake he made with clock management? Or are you only understanding the imperative that the head coaching role is for building a team because the public outcry was so significant? I'm just wondering, so get back to me on that. Then Warren finished his statement. Our fans have stood by us and persevered through every challenge, and they deserve better results. Our organizational and operational structure is strong, focused, aligned, and energized for the future. Who's with me? Absolute incompetency. This comes out after they let Eberflus speak to the media. They basically hung him out to dry, and their excuse was, hey, we hadn't made the decision by then. Listen, folks, when you're thinking about making a firing, do yourself a favor and don't let the employee who you're thinking about firing continue doing the normal course of his public-facing job. But then the Bears said, but wait a minute, it would have been weird. If Eberflus doesn't meet the media would have speculated that something was up, and we wouldn't want that because we weren't exactly sure what we were going to do. Horse hockey.